Some of the most common debates in basketball are about players' physical abilities. Who's got the highest vertical? Who's the strongest? Who's the fastest? All questions we're going to try and answer today. We'll start with some categories that are completely objective. Despite the NBA being known for being filled with real-life giants, we've seen a lot of success from average to below-average height players. I think the most notable being Mugsy Bogues, who was able to go with the 12th pick in the 87 draft and had a 14-year NBA career despite standing at just 5'3". Just recently, we saw 5'9" Isaiah Thomas in the MVP conversation after averaging 29 points a game. Now in the league today, we don't have any players at heights that low. The shortest players are at 5'11". We've got Jared Harper, Marcus Howard, Tremont Waters, and Facundo Campazzo. None of these players have very big roles. The biggest is going to belong to Campazzo, who's played 32 games for the Nuggets this season, averaging 17 minutes and 5 points, where he's really made a name for his highlight passes. Height's been an interesting conversation over the past year as the NBA made teams report official heights and weights. So let me make it clear, these are official heights and weights. The tallest player in the league is going to be Tacko Fall, standing at 7'5". So far this season, he's only gotten to play in 9 games where he's averaged just 3 points and 3 rebounds. The player with the highest height to production ratio is definitely going to be Kristaps Porzingis, who's standing at 7'3" and averaging 21 points and 9 rebounds a game. This video is sponsored by Keeps. 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. The best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it while you still have hair left. You don't have to go broke to avoid going bald. Keeps has revolutionized the way men are treating hair loss. With Keeps, it's easier and more affordable to get treatment for your hair loss and help you keep your hair loss prescription. Now, thanks to Keeps, you can visit a doctor online and get medication delivered to your home every 3 months. Prevention is key. Keeps treatments can take 4 to 6 months or more to see results, so it's important to act fast. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more you'll save. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/JimmerRange or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/JimmerRange. For weight, the heaviest player is unsurprisingly the tallest player we just mentioned, Tacko Fall, who's weighing a whopping 311 pounds. Now, the highest weight compared to their height is easily Zion Williamson. Despite being 6'7", he's the 4th heaviest player in the league at 284 pounds. Now, the lightest player in the league is actually not one of the shortest. It's going to be 6'2" rookie Tyrell Terry at 160 pounds. The second lightest is actually 6'4" Isaiah Joe. A massive reason the sport of basketball has gotten to where it is today is dunking. It's what's created most of the jaw-dropping moments we've seen in this sport's history. And while a huge part of that is the insane average height of NBA players, it also has to do with their crazy leaping ability from a lot of the top players in the league. Now, unlike football, we don't have recorded data of practically every athletic test. Yes, there's the NBA Combine, but a lot of times, the projected top picks are nowhere to be seen as these events have a very limited effect on draft stock. Due to this, the vertical jump of specific players has always been a very interesting mystery. I think one of the most talked about verticals, or should I say supposed verticals, of a specific player is Wilt Chamberlain. He claims his vertical in his prime was 46 to 48 inches easy. If it's truly the latter, that means a 7'1" center would have the highest vertical in NBA history. He went on to say, "My vertical was higher than Michael Jordan's. When I went to Kansas, they had a 12-foot rim in the gym. I used to dunk on that basket. It was an effort, but I could do it." He also claims that he could take change off the top of a backboard. Now, while it's tough to believe someone that's 7'1" could jump 4 feet in the air, there is a lot of evidence of his insane jumping ability throughout his track and field career. But with no proper recording, we'll never truly know. But that same concern applies to today. If we want to know who truly has the highest vertical in the league, we're gonna have to trust some eyewitness accounts. Going just based on the NBA Combine, the title for the highest leaper would belong to Oklahoma City Thunder's Hamidou Diallo, who in 2017 had a max vertical at the Combine of 44.5 inches. We've seen 2 other players reach 44, that being Pat Connaughton and rookie Cassius Stanley. But as we said, so many players forego the Combine, so there's a very real chance that Diallo doesn't actually have the highest vertical. Someone that would be above him, according to reports, is Zion Williamson. Ahead of his freshman season at Duke, the team did athletic testing, in which Zion got the chance to test his vertical, and he actually exceeded the max height of their measuring device, and once they added height, he reportedly hit 45 inches, an amazing feat in of itself. But it's hard to wrap your mind around when you consider that the man weighs 284 pounds. Now this measurement has to be taken with a grain of salt. Reportedly, Cassius Stanley broke Zion's record with a 46-inch vertical, but as we said at the combine, he measured in at 44, so maybe it's more realistic to assume Zion's vertical is roughly 43 inches. The two guys consistently brought up as the top vertical leapers, I would say, are Zach LaVine and Derrick Jones Jr. Zach LaVine's vertical is controversial. He might be the best dunker in the league, which is the main reason he's brought up in this conversation so consistently. His case is interesting as he actually did attend the combine, where his vertical was measured in at 41 inches. Obviously not competing with the top leaps we've seen, but reportedly, in a pre-draft workout with the Los Angeles Lakers, he was able to increase that vertical by almost 5 inches, coming in at 46 inches, a gap that raises questions about the legitimacy of that second result, but based on what I've seen with my two eyes, it really wouldn't surprise me. Derrick Jones is another guy that we know to be one of the best jumpers in the league, but at the combine, his vertical measured in at just 42.5 inches. Jones claims he's reached 48 inches, and while we don't have evidence of that, there is video footage of him hitting 46 while he was at UNLV. Now the title gets a little weird when you include Dennis Smith Jr. into the mix. He went viral in high school for his ability to just fly out of the gym, so it's no surprise he's got a crazy vertical. Now he didn't attend the combine, but like Zach LaVine, had his vertical tested during a Lakers pre-draft workout where he supposedly measured in with a 48-inch vertical, a measurement that it's pretty fair to criticize. That would be 4 inches higher than the highest vertical recorded at the combine ever, which has been going on for the past 2 decades. Someone needs to investigate how the Lakers are recording these verticals. This one's tough to make a ruling on. Who am I supposed to trust? The Lakers? Derrick Jones Jr. himself? I really question the legitimacy of Dennis Smith's jump, so I really feel I cannot give him the title. Based on the combination of eye tests and reports, I think it's probably a close battle between Jones Jr. and LaVine. The next category is another subjective one, and that's speed. This one's tough and heavily debated, even amongst the players in contention. In my opinion, there's a clear top 4, that being John Wall, Russell Westbrook, John Morant, and De'Aaron Fox. We don't have official times for any of these players, so really we only have one thing to go off of, and that's who visibly looks like the faster player. One of the things that made John Morant such an exciting prospect going into that 2019 draft, aside from his crazy production at Murray State, was his lightning quick speed. He was widely considered the fastest player in the class and was expected to come in and immediately contend for this title, and he definitely did, but I don't think I can give it to him just yet. John Wall's coming off an Achilles tear and somehow still in the conversation. A few years ago, he just might have been the fastest player, and while he's had an impressive comeback from injury, I don't think I can give him the title. Russell Westbrook, despite being 32 years old, is impressively still somehow in the conversation. If he was in his prime, this one would be tough, but I think I have to give the title to De'Aaron Fox. Fox's speed is just what jumps off the screen when you see him play. I've never seen a player have their speed stick out this much. Fox even has declared himself the fastest player in the league. He said, "I'm the fastest person in the league." People debate it all the time, debating if I'm top 3 or top 4 fastest in the league. Nah, I am number 1. I'll be watching film and I'll be looking at my feet and I'm like, man, there's no way people don't think I'm the fastest person. I'm faster than John Wall. Russell Westbrook's extremely explosive. I'm faster than Westbrook. If we are talking about baseline to baseline with the ball in my hands, I'm definitely the fastest person in the league. Lastly, we've got strength, and this one might surprise you as it's Steven Adams. He credits his time in the sauna for his strength. He says it gives him mythical powers in his mind, which allow him to tweak his body chemistry, release hormones, and increase his strength. Interesting, but he claims there's a lot of bloody science to this. His former coach Scott Brooks said that he's the strongest, most physical guy in the league. Jeremy Grant, a contender for the most improved award, said he's for sure the strongest guy in the NBA. Jimmy Butler said, "That MFer is strong. I'm serious. He hit me with one screen and I thought my life was over." Deandre Ayton, who's been busted for performance enhancers and can reportedly leg press 900 pounds and bench press 300 pounds, said Adams has a next level of strength. I think that gives you a good idea of just how strong he is. Now let me make it clear, we're not talking about a strongman competition. His former teammate Serge Ibaka said that he could outlift Adams in the weight room, but Adams still had the strength advantage on the court. Adams has focused his training on his core, which he credits for giving him such a strength advantage that has been noticed across the league. Now, I really thought we might be seeing a new strength leader coming to town in fellow Pelican Zion Williamson. While he's one of the strongest players, there's no doubt about that, his strength is a huge reason he's had the success that's earned him his first All-Star appearance in just his second season. He's even acknowledged the crazy strength that Adams has, saying, "Steven is strong. Like, I thought I was strong, but seeing it up close and being on the same team now, it's crazy. Steven is really strong and he's a great basketball player." I find this one so interesting just because without these first-hand accounts of his strength, I think most would be giving the title to guys like Ayton and Zion.